a very good question, and it's very hard, and it's I always struggle and I toil with it a lot because I'm a super anal retentive, overachiever by nature. But at the same point, I'm like this like Zen Buddhist that wants to be in basically with nature and at peace, and so I'm always battling to find this balance, so to speak, and it's hard, and. I wake up, from the minute I wake up, I don't stop, going. And, sometimes it's, that's why at night I really try to turn off all these, I know it sounds weird because I'm on social media all the time. We're posting stuff all the time, but I don't really read a lot of social media. And so people say, did you see what so-and-so said about you? Or did you read this? Or did you see? A lot of times I'm like, no, I don't, because if I was sitting around reading social media all day, I would never get anything done. That's procrastination. Sometimes I'll be in my car before I go I drop my kids off in the morning at school. So 8:30, I drop them off and I go to the gym now. And I'm sometimes in the parking lot before I'm in the gym, and I'm like just looking through some posts here and there. And before I know it, I'm like, holy shit, a half hour passed. I could have had my workout done already. And I'm so mad at myself that I wasted that time. And you will struggle with, that and feel guilty about not doing stuff. And I'm always like, I try not to watch what other people do, because then you feel like, all right, well, yes, I did 10 videos this week, but maybe this guy's video is bad. Maybe I should have done a video on that too. And then maybe I'll go to the studio and I'll record something. So you get caught up. What you have to do is you have to come up with a game plan every day. This is what I'm going to do today, and execute it. And don't worry about what anyone else does. Now, if someone, wins a show or someone drops dead and I got to do an extra video on it, you squeeze it in. I understand that. Obviously, if I got to talk to the community about a very pressing, event that happened, it happens, But what I a lot of times do is when something dramatic happens and it throws a monkey wrench into my schedule, like maybe one of my kids is sick or something happens in our industry and I need to respond to it, I say, you know what? Take a deep breath. You don't have to get everything done today. All right. So you won't be able to record a snake video, or Tyler and I we won't be able to record 5 videos today. We're only gonna be able to do 4. And that's just the way it goes. And so you got to roll with the punches. And sometimes when you take a step back and take a deep breath and allow life to redirect you, sometimes it redirects you in a better direction. And so I try to go with the wind. I remember David Paul once told me this, the Barbarian brother, and may he rest in peace. He's no longer with us. He said, Dave, I spent my whole life trying to take my own path. And instead of going through the doorway, I'd always try to bash through the wall. Like I try to take my head and go straight through the wall, because that's the quickest way to get through there, and that's how I felt I needed to do it. He's like, but as I got older, I realized that, I just let the wind blow me through the open doorway, even though it seems like it's a further distance, but it takes me much less time and much less effort. And I think that's what you guys have to try to do. This is what I try to do. I try to take that metaphor and apply it to my life. I let my internal guidance system guide me where the right way is. Even though it doesn't seem like it's the right way, it always winds up being the right way. And so don't buck the system. If you can't get something done for this day, you'll do it tomorrow. Believe me. There's nothing that pressing that you can't wait till the next day. But by the same token, don't use that as an excuse to become complacent and procrastinate, because then what happens is it becomes contagious. You don't do something one day, then the next day you don't do something, and then a week passes, then a month passes, and before you know it, you got lazy. Don't confuse laziness with redirecting sometimes your itinerary because of life happening. Because life always happens. There's no way to stop it. My clients contact me. I got COVID. I can't do the show. My mother-in-law died. We have to go to drive 18 hours. Then go. Life happens. Family first. Bodybuilding second, and that's just the way it goes, because bodybuilding will always be there for you. And that's my words of wisdom. It's nothing that insightful other than to say, don't take life so seriously.